Hi, this is Miss Erig, and we're going to go over some questions relating to geometry, specifically finding area of different shapes that don't seem to make a lot of sense. So here we go. We have this is from the June 2014. Question number 31 is a 2-point question. A patio consisting of 2 semicircles and a square is shown in the diagram below. The length of each side of the square region is represented by 2x. Write an expression for the area of the entire patio in terms of x and y. Well, I'm a visual person, so right away I'm going to just dot this out so I know what's going on. So in order for me to do this correctly, I know that I need to add the area of a square plus the area of this semicircle plus the area of this semicircle. Okay? Now we know that the area of a square is side squared. The area of a semicircle, well, the area of a circle is pi r squared, and the area of a semicircle will just be 1/2 that. So in this example, we know that this length here really represents the side of the square and the diameter of this circle, right? So if the diameter, that equals just 2 times the radius. So if the diameter equals 2, and we're trying to get the radius to put in this equation, we have to divide both sides by 2. And so I know that my radius is actually going to be 1x. So let's substitute everything in. The side of the square is 2x. So I'm going to have 2x squared plus 1/2 pi times the radius, which we know is x, squared, plus 1/2 pi times the radius, which is x, squared. Now we need to simplify it one more time. The way that we simplify this is the same thing as saying 2 squared times x squared. So we know 2 squared is 4, so we just have 4x squared. Do you notice here how the pi x squared and the pi x squared are the same? All that means is now we can just add them up. So I'm going to say plus, well, 1/2 plus 1/2 was just 1. So I'm going to say plus pi x squared. And this is my answer. They just want an expression, so that's all you need to do. Okay? Next question. This question, sorry for the noise, let's look here. This question is taken from the June 2014 test. Oops, it'd help if you could see it, right? Question number 33, June 2014. Ross is installing edging around his pool. Okay, edging around the pool. Determine the length of the edging to the nearest foot that Ross will need to go completely around the pool. So in the other one it talked about area. Here it wants us to add up. So because we know from here to here, and this is a rectangle, here to here is 30, so that means from this to the point to this point is 30. So the only thing left we have to find is this. Now, we know that the way to get around a circle, that's called the circumference. And the way to find circumference is just pi times the diameter. Because down here, the diameter is 15, that means this diameter has to be 15. I'm sorry, because this width is 15, that makes this also equal to 15. So because this is a semicircle, though, we know that we have to take whatever we get and divide it by 2. So here, I'm going to have the circumference of the semicircle will be 1/2 times pi times 15. Or, just to make it look pretty, I'll say 7.5 pi. So let's add it up. We have 7.5 pi for this part. Plus this 30, plus this 15, plus this 30. So if we start here, here's my 7.5, 30, 15, 30. But when we simplify this up, we have 30 plus 30 is 60, plus 15, so we have 75 plus 7.5 pi. The Regents wants us to use, well, we could even just use plain old pi. So let's do this. We're going to hit clear on my calculator. 75 plus 7.5, and I am having a hard time. There it is. There's our pi right here. So I'm going to hit second and get my pi and hit enter. So we know that when we type this in, this is going to be around 98.5619. Because it wants the length of the edging to the nearest tenth of a foot, this is the tenth. So we look here. Because this number is 5 or higher, this is going to go up. So our answer is 98.6 feet. Next question. This is from the August 2014. It's another 2-point question, question number 32. The diagram below consists of a square with a side of 4 centimeters. That means we know all of this is 4. A semicircle on the top and an equilateral triangle on the bottom. Find the perimeter to the nearest tenth. Okay, so what we have is, we know this is 4, so we have our circumference again. But because it's a semicircle, it's actually 1/2. This is the diameter is 4. Half of 4 is 2. So we know from here to here equals 2 pi. Well, we already have this 4. Here's our 2 pi. We have this 4. So if we start here and we're walking around, beep, 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 beep. Now we have to do this. Well, because it's an equilateral triangle, we know that this has to be 4 and this has to be 4. And then we go back up at top. So we have this part first. Then we have 4, 4, 4, 4. So we add this up. We have 16 plus 2 pi. Let's put it in the calculator. 16 plus 2 pi. And that's going to equal 22.2831. And wants the nearest tenth. So we look here and we say, okay, this number is greater than 5, so we're going to round up. And then, oops, I was going to put foot, but it's centimeter. Let me rewrite that one more time. And that is our answer for the perimeter. A couple more. Okay, here we go, another August 2014. This one is question number 33. A thermos in the shape of a cylinder is filled to 1 inch from the top with coffee. The height is 12 inches, so we know really the coffee is only going to be 12 minus 1, which is 11 inches. And the radius is 2.5. State to the nearest 100th cubic inch the volume of the coffee. So I could just write it again. 12 minus 1 equals 11 inch height. And let's say I don't know the volume of a cylinder. Well, then I'm going to get my formula sheet. And the volume of a cylinder is V equals pi r squared h. So we have V equals pi r squared h. So my volume equals pi, my radius is 2.5, and that's squared, and my height of coffee is 11. So I just type it in the calculator. Pi times 2.5 squared in parentheses times 11. I get my volume equals, 215.984, and it wants it to the nearest hundredth of a cubic inch. So I'm going to look at the thousandths. This is less than 5. Oh, why do I keep putting that decimal there? And then we can put inches cubed. And that is my answer for 33. Okay, here's our last question. This is a part 4 for 4 points. The Rock Solid Concrete Company has been asked to pave a rectangular area around a circular foundation with a diameter of 8 feet. So we know from here to here it's 8. Find the area to the nearest foot of what must be paved. So basically we need to find the area of the rectangle, and then we're going to subtract the area of the circle. Well, the rectangle is 36 by 15. And the way we get the area of a circle is pi r squared. Now we know that the diameter is 2 times the radius. So because the diameter is 8, I know that my radius is 4. So I'm going to put here minus pi times 4 squared. 36 times 15 on my calculator. 540 minus, well, 4 squared is, well, let's figure it out. There's our 4 squared. We're going to multiply that by pi. Okay, and then we can just subtract. 540 minus, and I'm going to hit second answer, so I don't have to type everything in. And we get 489.7345 to the nearest square foot. I look here, because here's the foot. This is greater than 5. My answer is 490 square feet. Now it wants us to find the cost in dollars. If it's $8.95 per square foot, so we have 490 times $8.95. In dollars, 438.550. And there you go. All right. We just finished all of our lovely geometry measurement problems. Yay! Great job.